Yes. Alright, this Global Leadership Summit, I'm pleased to speak to the global audience. I want to believe folks all over the world, you can learn one or two things from these to impact your leadership disposition. My previous speaker, as a Pastor Frank Ubano, spoke so strongly on leadership and how our governments in third world countries can foster more of development through unity and through love for the people. That means determination to really help the people and have a vision to help the people. So today, my own section quickly, I'll be talking about leadership development within microeconomic sectors, especially in the third world countries. Leadership development within microeconomic sectors, especially in third world countries. The first thing is that what is leadership? Leadership, like John Maxwell would say, is an influence. Is an influence. That means infiltrating the space with your ideology. Leadership is about infiltrating a space, infiltrating the mindset of people with your own ideology. And if people must have a better ideology, because social values influence social system. So if the people are to have better ideologies, that means their mindset, their ideology should be infiltrated. They should have a better, the level of your ideology determines the level of your character disposition or wisdom disposition, because wisdom does not function in the brain. It's expressed in what we do. So leadership is all about influencing people, infiltrating people's ideology through either talk or counsel or through influence, to say in one way or the other. Now, microeconomics are, we call it household economics. We have macro that has to do with the government's fiscal and monetary policies. We have the microeconomy has to do with household, firm, industries, interaction. It has to do with household economy. So we're going to be talking about so much of the microeconomy that has to do with household, because every economy of a nation predicates, or basic, better still, in most of the third world country, predicates on the government input and the individual input. That's the private sector's input. So the third world countries, let me just quickly analyze the third world countries. The third world countries, there are 4 levels of countries. We have the high earning countries, we have the upper earning countries. As high earning countries are those ones earning around $12,000 as GDP per capita. That's around $12,000 and above. And that of the upper are earning from $4,000 to $12,000, you know. And as I'm talking about it, I know in your mind you can begin to question some countries that fall in this gap. And we have the lower earning countries. These are countries that earn around $1,000, that's GDP per capita, $1,000 to $4,000. And we have the low ones. These are low ones. They are, you know, countries earning around $1,000 downward. So there are many countries. So third world countries is a force in between that lower to the low, because it has to do with the GDP per capita. It has to do with the access to loan, access to finance, infrastructure, and the likes of that. So we're going to be using Nigeria, which is our country, as a template to challenging many of the third world countries out there, in which, better still, we believe that leadership is everything. The rising of a nation, the falling of a nation rests on the leadership. And leadership, like we said, talking about microeconomics. One thing about microeconomy is that microeconomy, small medium-sized businesses, as far as Nigeria is concerned, contribute up to 50% to the national GDP. And they contribute almost about 80% of the employment in the country. Isn't that wonderful? That's to show that they influence the economy big time. So it's not just about the government. It's not just about the government. As a matter of fact, in Nigeria, we have about 40 million small and medium-sized business. They contribute almost about 97% or 96% of the businesses in Nigeria. So imagine about 40 million small-scale and medium-scale businesses in Nigeria employ, imagine about 10 million out of them employ one person. That's about 10 million work job opportunities. So that's why we need to talk more on this household economy. The leaders in these household economies, by building them is building a nation. Building them is building the economy. So this whole agitation just about government, yes, the government has to put several things, parameters in place to enable better business environment. But still, each individual in this sector must understand that they have a responsibility in building their own creativity and innovation, and as well in understanding what they need to do to contribute to the quota of the economy. It's not just about the government. The microeconomy in terms of the small, medium-sized entrepreneurs, they employ more workers even than the government. So they contribute almost about 50% to the GDP, as much as the government. So they have a lot to do as to determining what the economy should look like. In China, around 2017, before 2017, China produced about 16 billionaires. But after 2017, today, they have produced more than 400 billionaires in dollars. Why? Because they took a decision to go and learn, to improve themselves. Yeah, government giving them the enabling environment and the leverage on their population and the leverage on innovation and technology. And they are able to raise billionaires. Virtually every month there are 2 billionaires rising up in China. You know, because they decided the issue, they're not just going to be behind, they just want to be among the power countries all over the world. They decided. So we can decide. We can come together, the SMEs in Nigeria and in the third world countries all around the world can come together individually or collaboratively to improve the economy. To improve the economy. I'm going to talk about that later. The government can provide business-friendly policies. Government can provide access to finance. Government can provide, enable regulatory simplification, infrastructure development, education and training programs, tax incentive, and mentorship and advisory to these people. The microeconomy can influence the economy of the nation. We see that after the COVID-19 in 2019 and 20, and there came this Ukraine and Russia war. It has plunged this set of countries into poverty the more. That's why we need to come to a space like this to energize and influence and encourage leadership in these sectors, the stakeholders, to do more in understanding what they need to do to better the economy, rather than just waiting for government funds, government aid that is not forthcoming. They need to understand what they need to do, to improve on themselves. When you talk about key sectors that are individually led economy, in this microeconomy, there are so many key sectors like agriculture, technology, healthcare, renewable energy, manufacturing, tourism, creative industries, you can say hospitality, and as well as technology. We talked about technology. Yes, these are individual-led economy that people should begin to seek opportunities. In agriculture, there are vast opportunities in agriculture. So we need individuals, households should begin to leverage on the trends, the innovative trends, technology trends in these aspects, in these areas, to begin to get more resources. Now, I want to talk about quickly about several things we do to enable and ensure leadership development in the microeconomic sectors. There's several things, I'll give you several things, to enable leadership development in these key sectors. Because if we don't power this sector enough, like a country like Nigeria, the looming danger coming is imminent, because the economic situation is getting harder by day, and the indebtedness of the government is getting higher by day. Around $91 billion standing, both local and international debt in Nigerian government. That's about 121 trillion naira. So the debt is going on, and no country thrives in debt. No country thrives in debt. So we need to begin to see what to do to enable, to enhance leadership capacities of individuals within the households, so that they'll be able to know on their own what they need to do to build the economy. If I see companies, giant companies in America like Amazon earning about about $500 billion annually in revenue. About Walmart earning about $611 billion annually in revenue. Can you imagine? These are individual companies compared to our own NNPC in Nigeria, which earns about $10 billion in annual revenue. You see, if individuals even in America are earning more than even the government companies here, that means individuals in the country, Nigeria, and third world countries can build through knowledge and contribute greatly to national quota. So number one thing we need to do is to develop entrepreneurial skill. That's number one thing. The leadership in this space must develop entrepreneurial skill. That means they must understand what makes an entrepreneur. We must begin to build in them the ability for financial intelligence. To be an entrepreneur is not just somebody, I said one time, difference between a businessman and entrepreneur. A businessman is only in the business just for profit. That's why they're just there. They don't have any vision. It's all about making money. That's why they don't leave any structure for the family. They don't leave any structure for the scaling of that business. They are just here to make money. But an entrepreneur is a person who is in it for purpose share, not just profit share. They understand the vision, they understand the legacy they want to leave behind, they understand the structure, system and structure to put in place, they understand the space of scaling the business. So to be an entrepreneur, you need to understand this, and it comes with financial intelligence. It comes with you understanding the place of innovation, to understand the trends, to understand the risk, taking risk mitigation. So a lot of people can't take risk, and you can't be a businessman, you can't be an entrepreneur without taking risk. Elon Musk was saying something around 2008. He had about $3 million left in his account, and about 2 companies of his were going down, and he had to make a choice, either to put the money in one company or to share the money in the 2 companies, or to save one and let the other down. But he had to make a choice. Few years after that, he made a right choice. He became the richest man in the world. See, you must be able to take a risk. So that's what makes you an entrepreneur. You must have a vision. You must have the idea of how you want your organization to be. Not just because you are opening shop in front of your house, or selling some one shop, you think that's what they're all about to be entrepreneur. No. Sam Walton started a provision store many years ago, but he had a vision of scaling the business, and he scaled the business and turned the same provision store into a shopping mall called Walmart today, and that's the richest and highest earning organization in the whole world. today with about 2.1 million workers. See, you can, when you understand, it doesn't matter how small your business is. If you have a great vision about it, you can scale and become great. That's why you must understand the place of entrepreneurial development. Entrepreneurs are people who are seeking for knowledge all the time, because it takes knowledge to sustain you in the trends, because the trends, times are changing, customer behaviors are changing. You must understand how to catch up. You must understand innovation, how to catch up with innovation. Many giant companies today have been swept away because they were not catching up. They didn't understand the place of R&D, research and development. So to foster input and impact in microeconomy, entrepreneurs must understand the place of continuous development. Continuous development. You must continue to build yourself, so that you'll be able to sustain the organization. You move from about 4 stages. You start from being a startup. At a certain level, you begin to create systems and structure. At a certain level, you begin to enter the stock market. At a certain level, you begin to create a legacy. So if you have that imbibed in your understanding from the beginning of that business, you know you have a long journey to go. That's why a lot of businessmen, they are plateaued. They make some money, buy fine cars, live in good houses, but they don't have any system and structure because they don't understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So what it takes to be an entrepreneur has to be with you understanding. Even when you are small today, you know what you need to do to scale. You know what you need to do to put system and structure. You know what you need to do to be a listed company. You know what you need to do to put the legacy in place. Bill Gates retired at age 52 or 53, and to get involved in legacy philanthropy. Bill and Melinda Foundation, giving these vaccines. We are giving the polio vaccines, anti-polio vaccines. They are giving to children today. See, he said being a CEO is not his thing. He was just a CEO for just 5 time, but he has laid a foundation. He has put a system and structure in place. His children will enjoy. John D. Rockefeller is passed on, yet his children are enjoying the multi-billionaire investment and business he has built for his children. Sam Walton has passed on, but yet his children are enjoying the structure he has put in place for Walmart. Steve Jobs has passed on, yet people are still enjoying Apple product today with a system and structure. That's what makes you an entrepreneur, not just a businessman interested in one small profit around the corner. So number 2 thing you must do is that when you understand this part, you must understand what is called social values. Social values. Social values are ideologies that guide our thinking, that guide our actions and inactions. To build a leader, to become a leader, I told you a leader is an individual that can infiltrate a space with an ideology. You are a leader in your own space. Those who are looking up to you, what values are you sharing with them? What principles are you transferring to them? Are you influencing them with? So we have these unspoken values in Nigeria as called corruption. That's negative. That's called before you beat me, I must beat you to the game. That's unspoken value. That means everybody puts money first. Before relationship, money comes before relationship. Money comes before anything. So everybody prioritizes money above relationship, above love. And that's the unspoken values. And that's affecting our society. That is affecting our social system, because our social values affect our social system. The social system is a structure. These are organizations. These are human organizations. But it is the ideology that comes from social values that influence the system. So if we don't develop a right values, we can't be a great leader. You can't, even if in your organization all you are doing in your organization is how to cheat customers, how to cheat people, and you can't go far, because eventually your workers will learn that and they will cheat you in the process. They will cheat you in the process. So we must develop a right social value of justice, social values of people before money, social values of love, social values of unity. That's why we have the leadership in the politics today. One of the problems of the country is this social values that is crested in corruption, in stealing. These are the things that influence even those who we put in office today, such that they are not after the betterment of the people. They are just after their own welfare, stomach infrastructure. They're not about the infrastructure of the state. So, and I only say something, we can only get the right government only when we sanitize our society. Because you can't make the police the head of criminals. You can't make police head of criminals. It has to be a criminal like them. So if we're going to make a head within our society, we have to breed a better social values that predicates on love, that predicates on justice, that predicates on betterment of all our neighbors, that predicates. There was a time in the barter system where when people display their product, they just write the price in front of it and they will go away. People will pass and just take the product and put the money there. Nothing touches it. But you dare do that to your own peril today. Go and put your product there. Don't stay in your shop. Put the prices there. They will come with a truck and pack everything before you say Jack Robinson. So we have to put a social value of love. Love your neighbor. So that's one of the things we have to develop in a microeconomy. How do we build our microeconomy when there's no love? This one is out to outsmart the other. That one is out to outsmart. That's what makes third world countries remaining third world countries. Though they don't call it third world countries any longer. That's what makes lower developing nations lower developing nations. Because in high developed nations, they are after their citizens. They are after the love of their neighbor. They don't do things that will hurt their neighbors. They do things in fairness. They do things in fairness. And also, we have to develop a good social values. Number 3, we must do is, so number 3 is the innovation and technology. Innovation and technology. With innovation, the trends are changing, times are changing. In developed countries, we must be catching up with the trends. We must be developing ourselves in the place of technology. Technology is the future of the world. It's not even the future. It's the present phase of the world. The money that comes from technology is more than what comes from oil. If I'm going to name the richest man today, before you can name a man that is in oil, you'll have named several names in technology today. If you want to talk about oil, companies that are doing well today, you'll have named several companies that are into innovation and technology. So innovation and technology is a goal for the world. So third world countries must begin to develop themselves. Like Kenya, that has this Kenya technology hub. That's more like a Silicon Valley in Kenya. Each country must have a Silicon Valley like they have in America, where giant companies with technology ecosystem, they are there to support themselves. That's in Silicon Valley. You have Apple, you have Facebook, you have Google in Silicon Valley. So in the microeconomy, people should come up with a very strong, innovation, the pursuit of innovation and technology. You must keep developing yourself, understanding how businesses work on e-commerce, how you can leverage social media to promote your business, how you can leverage social media to promote what you're doing. Now the world has moved into democratized technology. In those days, we have to develop on TV stations. We have to develop on one publisher, or one advertising agency to help you advertise your product. But today, you can create your own channel. You can create your own channel. You can be your own advertiser. So the world has been, digital world has made the world so easy, so simple. Most only with the AI and super AI. The world has become so simple and so easy. You can do, each individual has his own TV channel. That's it. So you have to leverage your business. You have to understand the place of innovation and technology, how it will advance your business. One of my book that just came out it's called Advancing Your Business with Technology. Advancing Your Business with Technology. You can go get that book. It's going to be on the seller on Amazon, KDP. So you have to understand the place where you can leverage on e-commerce, like Jumia in Nigeria, like Amazon in America, that's customer centered. So you can leverage on stuff like that. See, number 4 we must do is that we must leverage on mentorship. Okay, before I even talk about mentorship, let me talk about creating values. Let's make number 4 creating values. Everybody must understand that life is an exchange. Success works within the boundaries of an exchange. And leadership in business must be a leader of value. You must be able to create value. So if you want to bolster the microeconomics, we have to work so much on creating value. You must learn to know what value are you creating. Customers are not loyal to your face. They are only loyal to the value you are creating. Nobody is loyal to whatever anything you are doing. They are only loyal to value and price. They are only loyal to value and price. So you must understand the place of creating value. You have to build enough competence, like Pastor Frank said, building your capacity. You have to be able to build your capacity, whereby you can be able to serve the kings, not just serving king servants. You must be able to build yourself to an extent where you are an expert. You are one of the best in your industry. It's like in the third world countries, people have this idea of play two mindset. Once they have they can achieve small thing, or probably they are able to develop a little value where they can achieve a little comfort, a small comfort. They play to themselves. They feel that's the highest they could go. That's a glass ceiling. No. Compare yourself with the best in the world, not within your community. When America creates a product, they think in line with the global market. When people in third world countries or lower developing nations create a product, they think within their local market. That's the difference. That's the difference. So you must understand the place of creating values. You must be able to create values. What value are you creating? Poverty is an absence of productivity. I say that again. Poverty is an absence of productivity. Check countries with these lower developing nations. They are importing countries. They are countries who don't value their production. They are countries who don't value production. Look at our Ajaokuta steel, mining steel in Nigeria. Is enough to produce. We can produce without Ajaokuta steel. If it's functioning to capacity, we can begin to produce our train ourselves, aeroplanes here, cars here, things here, still here. But because there's no value, Nigeria has about 4 refineries, yet none of them is working to any maximum capacity. None of them. And yet they are pumping money in it every day. That's to show that is lack of productivity. That's what brings the poverty. That's what brings the poverty. Then the government will tell the people to be patient. But what are you doing that will make the poverty to be alleviated soon? So people within this space of this macroeconomy must be productive. You must be productive. You have to keep building yourself. Learning is a lifelong school. You don't graduate from it. What you thought was the best you could offer yesterday might have changed today. Alvin Toffler says the illiteracy of 21st century is not in those who cannot read and write. There are people who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. You must continue to upgrade yourself. You must continue to put yourself at par with the best, not with mediocres. At par with the best. So in your industry, no matter what industry you find yourself, the fact that you are called small today, don't be afraid of that. Keep putting best in what you are doing. You will emerge big very soon. That's it. So in the macroeconomy, each household or stakeholders must continue to develop. I don't care whatever level you are now, you can do better than what you are doing now. You can create a better value than what you are doing now. You can keep moving better than what you're doing now. So create bigger value. Number 5 is mentorship. Mentorship. Everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs a mentor. To assume you know it all in your field is to plateau yourself, because times are changing, trends are changing. You must be open to knowledge. Learning is a lifelong school. Like I said, you don't graduate from it. You need people. Mentorship in your finances, mentorship in your entrepreneurial life, mentorship in different areas of your life that can guide you to the top. So you need to keep learning. You need to be meek enough. That's a challenge of, people in the lower status of life. They are too proud. They don't see. They feel they know. The little they know, they assume is the highest, is the best. And let me tell you, my friend, in trading at that big level in a microeconomy, you need all the knowledge you can get, because one small mistake can wreck the little you have acquired. Even as a big firm today, you need all the knowledge. You're having a big organization today, you need all the knowledge you can get, because a little mistake can make can make the world say goodbye to you, to your organization. So you must get all the knowledge. That's why you need mentorship. One guy was talking about in his finances, he said he was about to buy an aircraft and he felt he has the money. And while he was trying to buy the aircraft, and he called his mentor. And mentor said, why are you buying aircraft? Is it that you cannot get a commercial plane to all the places you are going to? He said, no, I want to. He said, no, you are trying to make a statement. At this level of your life, you don't need to make a statement. People know you. You don't need to make a statement. And because of what that mentor said, he was there. He was ready to. He has the money. He could have bought the aircraft. But the mentor said, no, the time has not come. Don't buy that aircraft. And he came back home. He didn't buy the aircraft. So you need to understand the place of mentorship, and where you need to bow or become meek to people to guide you. No matter the level you are, that's what plateaus a lot of people. I know it all. And they become, while their mates are flying, they are trying to jump. And so number 6 is, and a place is capacity building. That's capacity building. You can see when it comes, I know Pastor Frank has talked about capacity building, yet I just want to mention it again. There's no gender in capacity. No gender in capacity or performance. Once you are good, you are good. Either a woman or a man. All this gender equality you are looking for, when you have value to add, when you have capacity, you have a skill, nobody will look down on you. Either a male or female, nobody will look down on you. What matters is, can you do the job? Can you do the job? And in capacity building, there are 3 D's to it. There's a place of discovering what you want to do. I want to be the technology in this area. I want to be the technology in that area. There's a place of developing yourself in that discovery of yours. That area, that space you want to go into, develop yourself. And there's another place of deploying it. So you must understand these 3 D's. And one thing is that develop yourself in a lucrative scheme. Don't go get yourself locked up in an unlucrative skill, and that you tell yourself it's going to work, and it's not going to work. Get capacity, build your capacity in an area where it's lucrative. More so in the third world countries. Look at the trending capacity in the developed countries. That's why I think the government by now, what they be talking about now is technology building. Rather than this Nigeria focusing on oil, and oil that's not taking the country to anywhere, they should focus and develop, just like Kenya. Kenya government developed the Kenya technology hub, and that's what's attracting technology giants all over the world today. So you need to understand that the place, what is the trending capacity? People are talking about technology, and just talking about oil this, oil that, oil this. So these are the things we are talking about. Build your capacity in a lucrative skill. Whatever capacity you have before now that's not lucrative, change. There's still change. Change is a constant thing. You can change. If there's any capacity you think is limiting your business, go develop yourself in other capacity. that can enhance, that can help you to scale. The reason why many businesses are not scaling is because a lot of people, they get themselves involved in a business that cannot scale. You need to understand and get involved in a business that can scale, where you can build and expand. Not bespoke business that is just only you attending to this, attending to everybody, that only you can offer the service. You have to get yourself in a business whereby you can duplicate yourself in others. Democratize the skill that can expand the business. So you have to build your capacity. Keep thinking, I can do better than what I'm doing. I can do better. This is not the best. I can do better. And keep thinking of serving the kings, not just king servants. Don't stop until you are at the level where you are serving kings. A lady talked about how she developed money selling the one time, and he sold the money to the point whereby, Obama's wife, but they invited her, to America to come and talk to women. She stood before kings because of money that would commonize here, So what is it that you are doing? If you develop it with an ego eye of going somewhere, you can build it and contribute a great quota to the microeconomy. The last one is collaboration and partnership. Collaboration and partnership. Declaring, when we come together in a microeconomic space, when we come together to transcend the boundaries of our differences and bridge the gaps, that is like a divide to us, to come together, to pull resources together, to put our strength together, to network, we can build a strong economy without even having to rely on government. People, the SMEs, yes, that's SMSE, that's a small, medium-sized entrepreneurs can come together, just like Argentina did in 2001. They call it the battery system. They put about 500,000 people came together, and they were exchanging services between themselves. That was how they revived the economy. The microeconomy, that means the SME, SMSE contributes 50% to GDP, 49 to 50% to Nigerian GDP. That means we can come together, pull our resources together, and build an economic space that can better the country. Rather than just waiting on government. The time to wait for government is over. The time to wait for government is over. Stop depending on government. Let's come together. Let's collaborate together. Many countries have built a space like this, like Argentina, like South Korea, many countries, Chile, they've come in a space of economic crisis. Certain group of people in a small, medium-sized business, they came together, they transcend the boundaries of their divide, and they put their resources together, put their connections together, put their networks together, and they came and built the economy. And they're able to network in mentorship, they'll be able to network themselves in their expertise, they'll be able to work things together, and they're able to achieve great things. So that's what the practical step I'm offering, the practical solution I'm offering going forward is that we need to come to a place of collaboration. If Nigerian youth about a few years ago could come together on end SARS, and they converge millions together, and we support from diasporas and the likes of that, and they were able to end SARS. If they could come together with end bad government, and they were able to, their voices were heard, I think this is not just about attacking government, it's about coming together to collaborate. Many countries have done it. Nigeria is going through a terrible phase. If you continue to protest and contest, yes, people will be making sacrifices. Enough of these human sacrifices. Let people come together and leverage on their connection, both in small size companies and medium size companies. They come together, leverage their resources together, their strength together, and build the economy. We can do it. We can build the economy together, whereby we can sort out for loans and sort out for funds from the diaspora, whereby to fund businesses. Rather than going to Lions Den to go and begin to present your businesses, we can fund together, we can raise capital together to build our businesses. The country Nigeria itself is owing about 121 million and 1 trillion naira. That's about $91 billion. So many third world countries, lower developing nations are owing here and there. Rather than depending on foreign aid, our government, people can come together. I push that forward. There are some things we are putting in a practical structure whereby we're going to be launching on social media, on X, on Facebook, on all the platforms, whereby we are declaring a 1 million march for microeconomic empowerment. 1 million march for microeconomic empowerment, whereby we call it empowering microeconomic movement. Empowering microeconomic movement, where we can come together, pull our resources together, and pull our networks together, our connections together to build the economy. The time for waiting on government is over. Whatever we need the government to do to put an enabling environment for us, we can tell government with a loud voice. Individuals alone cannot influence government. Senate has been trying, Labour has been trying here and there, but we can come together, not fighting government, but using our intellectual abilities, using our innovation and technology, using our abilities together in different fields of life to strengthen ourselves and to build our economy again. That's what I have for you today. Stay blessed. God bless you.